past the hour, so I'm going to get started. We have 30 minutes to go through this webinar we have planned. Myself and my colleague Glenn, who's the pre-sales solution director at ClearDocs, are going to be talking you through the content here, which is from manual to machine, the intersection of letters of credit and AI. I am Katie Carter. I'm the VP of Product Management at ClearDocs. So welcome everybody. Just so you know, this session is being recorded and can be distributed later. So I'm excited to talk to you tonight about some of the challenges and solutions around the business processes associated with letters of credit. So just to get started with the challenges, the letter of credit process involves a multitude of documents, including invoices, bills of lading, certificates of origin, inspection reports, and quite frankly, many more. And managing and tracking these documents can be an overwhelming task. And that complexity often leads to errors, delays, miscommunication, and missing and incorrect documents can result in payment delays or even the rejection of the letter of credit. Another issue is unstructured data. So the LC related data can be provided to organizations in an unstructured format, residing in various formats such as PDFs, emails, spreadsheets. Extracting that relevant information from these documents also can be time-consuming, error-prone, and this really hinders the automation objectives of your organization, prevents real-time visibility, and complicates risk assessments. Also, a lack of visibility and control. This process can involve multiple parties, from your buyer, your seller, your issuing bank, your advising bank, shipping companies, inspection companies, all across different geographies. And the lack of real-time visibility into the status of a letter of credit can lead to uncertainty and delays. And of course, this can create an error-prone situation. Additionally, many letter of credit related tasks can be still performed manually, such as data entry, document verification, and communication. This leads to discrepancies, payment delays, disputes, and really, most importantly, a lack of ability to optimize commercially around the process. So assessing the terms of the LC transaction is critical to ensuring that compliance and commercial optimization ability. So any sort of inadequate risk assessment can lead to defaults, non-payment, potentially fraud. So no doubt there's a lot of challenges associated with today's letter of credit, specifically the documentary letter of credit business process. And at ClearDocs, we really understand that a solution to comprehensively address these issues has to be robust and multifaceted. So that includes an investment in intelligent data extraction tools that can parse and organize unstructured data into structured formats. Machine learning algorithms can identify key information from documents, improving data accuracy. The ability to automate repetitive repetitive tasks using workflow management tools, the implementation of validation checks to reduce reliance on manual data entry, and this all streamlines workflow and minimizes errors. The ability to implement a robust multi-way reconciliation engine that automates validation and tracking. This ensures accuracy, again, reducing manual effort and enhancing efficiencies. And all deployed on a centralized platform that can provide real-time updates as to the LC status, automates notifications, allows all parties involved within your organization to monitor progress, really looking to enhance transparency, trust, reduce risk. And then integration that needs to be considered. It's not just technical endpoints, but a holistic integration into your users' business processes, your company's business processes. That's what integration really means to us. And finally, the solution has to have a deep understanding of the relationships, not just across the documents, but also within the data of those documents. And this is where the graph database technology can be a really important tool. So the ClearDocs letter of credit application applies all these principles to the solution. You can go ahead to the next slide. So in keeping with the theme of, from manual to machine, I'll spend a little bit of time with the overview of evolving and advancing technologies that the ClearDocs team leverages and builds upon. We deploy a hybrid approach in selecting the combination of AI technologies to deliver the best fit for automating your use case. Some of them are presented here in the slide, but I'm going to go into a little bit more detail in the next slide. So you can go ahead to the next one.
Yep.
Okay, so go ahead to the next slide.
Yeah, there you go.
Awesome. Okay, so starting with the use of OCR technologies, this is really well placed to extract text that's embedded within an image to produce an alphanumeric output. This can identify specific name value pairs, key value pairs. And as specialists within the commodity trading business and those processes, we have a deep understanding and template library for many of the documents needed to support LC acceptance using this technology. Go ahead to the next slide.
You got it.
Okay, moving on, another technology. So for long text documents, such as the letter of credit itself, we can use NLP or natural language processing, and we build and train NLP models, which are geared towards parsing paragraphs and sentences, building models to extract information for downstream processing. So this type of technology is geared to a different document type. And we use a combination of both of those. And in the future, looking at the next slide, go ahead, Glenn.
There we go.
Yeah, the large language models. And these are pre-trained on billions of lines of text and prompts that can be used to extract just the right information. And this allows us to move away from template management, but also requires a deep understanding of the commodity-specific nuances within a text. And this process automation is really needed to support the letters of credit with a combination of these technologies. And one of the values that the ClearDocs solution offers is that we manage and maintain these AI technologies so that our clients don't have to, and that with every use case that we're looking to solve, we can apply a combination of these solutions to produce the most efficient result for digitization and data extraction. You can go ahead to the next slide.
There you go.
So in summary, the ClearDocs product is really a suite of intelligent applications which are designed to enrich data and automate commodity trading workflows through digitization, reconciliation of multiple sources of unstructured and semi-structured data. And these applications are customized with pre-trained AI models and data-driven workflows to work in synergy with the broader systems of record, for the purpose of adding clarity, context, control features to the data surrounding trading operations and settlement activities. Supporting letters of credit requires a multifaceted approach, which combines the digitization, the automation, the analytics. And this is what ClearDocs builds and brings to all of their intelligent applications. And this provides operational efficiencies that are not just about risk mitigation, but also about commercial optimization and business enabling. And I think that's really important when we talk about letters of credit, unlocking potential business opportunities and not being constrained by inefficient operational processes. So you can go to the next slide.
There you go.
Okay. So like I said, the whole ClearDocs team has a very deep understanding of commodity trading and operational workflows. And as a result, our applications are built for purpose to solve the many complex challenges associated with managing the business processes around trade finance and documentary letters of credit. We use best-in-class AI tools such as OCR templates, NLP, and large language models, and we can deploy these solutions very quickly, which enable automations and integrations. So that's a summary of who ClearDocs is and what the solutions we offer. I'm very happy to hand this over to my colleague, Glenn, who's going to give you guys a demo of the application.
All right. Thanks, Katie. Appreciate it. Again, my name is Glenn. I'm going to show you the product itself. I've got, I think, one more PowerPoint slide, but we're about to move on from that and actually show you the real product. So basically, we've already talked about a lot in a short amount of time, but what's the bottom line? Okay, pretty much before ClearDocs, our customers are spending 75 to 85% of their time, we'll call it 80% of their time doing data preparation. So they're getting emails, they have attachments, they're, typing this data in manually, they're maybe formatting the data, and they're doing the remaining, 20% of the time is decision making. Well, that decision making, that's where you need that skilled analytical, business acumen, if you will. In other words, what we want to do at ClearDocs is we want to give that 75, 80% of data preparation to the AI. The AI is not replacing the analyst, okay? And an analyst, I use that generically. An accountant is an analyst. A scheduler is an analyst. Somebody who has a specific skill that you're highly paid skill that you're paying them for. We want to give the monotonous data preparation and reconciliation to ClearDocs so the analyst can focus on that 20% that they need, that 20% of their time, that is the skill job you want to pay them for, the decision making. So what I'm going to show you today is how we do that. So what I have here is just a little sample, if you will. We have this letter of credit here. So this is the master document, if you will. You'll hear me throughout the demo referring to this as the master document. This is sort of what everything ties back to. So it's a multi-rec, it's a one-to-many. It's not a many-to-many, it's just a one-to-many. In other words, those many documents, the bill of lading, the certificate of origin, certificate of product and weight, whatever those supporting documents are, all tie back to the letter of credit. So in ClearDocs, what we're doing is we are handling the data extraction, and that handles, we take it from a PDF to that we normalize the data, that just puts it in a database table sitting in a database that can be processed by an IT application, right? We do the extraction, the normalization. As Katie mentioned, we use a host of technologies to do that. We use artificial intelligence, OCR, machine learning, NLP, LLMs. Bottom line, you don't care, right? Your business, your core business is not training AI models. That's our core business. You give us the documents, we prepare this, we use the host of technologies to extract the data and then reconcile the data. So bottom line, your analyst, and again, in this case, a treasury analyst or a credit analyst, whatever that skilled job you're paying them for, your analyst starts their day being alerted to the issues. Okay, they don't start their day with emails or PDFs. They start their day, they come in, and all the extraction and all the discrepancies and errors are handed to them, so they can start their day resolving their issues. All right, let's get out of PowerPoint. We've had enough of that, and let's go to the product itself. Okay. So this is our product. This is ClearDocs. It's hosted, it's web-based, it is a browser-based solution. So in this case, I'm just sitting here in Google Chrome, but any relatively new browser, you can run our software product. Obviously, you have internet connectivity. This is the dashboard. So dashboards in our system, in our platform are basically built per role. So in other words, accountants would have a dashboard that looks at invoices. All right. Schedulers would have dashboards that look at logistics documents. In this case, treasury or letters of credit would have documents that look at letters of credit. So, and these are just configured in the system. If I go over here and just do click add dashboard, here I can set these up. Again, users can define their own, but generally they're based on a role. So in this particular one, again, they can be different configurations. In this particular one, what I have in this center screen, this is a list of all the inbound documents that I've received, okay? Normally, currently, our clients before ClearDocs, this is their inbox. This is their email inbox, and hopefully they get them all. But chances are they could be siloed. In other words, different inboxes of different people could receive different documents. In this case, this is showing me everything that has been received and brought into ClearDocs, as well as a little indication here of the status. So it can basically tell me if it's approved, if it's errored out, things of that nature. So I can just scroll down. If I scroll over, I get the actual document type, what if it's a invoice, letter of analysis, the file name that was sent, and any of the other pertinent information over there. Over here, this is not a list of the supporting document, but only those master documents that I said, the letter of credit itself, not the supporting document. So these, if you see in here, I have all these different letters of credit numbers. These are actually the LCs I received. So now I can see these are the LCs I have to manage without the noise, if you will, of any of the supporting documents. And again, we can scroll over and see the amount, any kind of information you want to take off that document and put in this dashboard, you can do. Over here on the left, this is really sort of a manager style or a pie chart that just gives the record counts. So you can quickly and easily identify the records, the files that you've received. Keep in mind, in ClearDocs, we don't recommend sending different email boxes, different documents. Everything is sent to us and we categorize and subcategorize the documents for them. So our customers don't have to worry about whose email box has it. Everything comes to us, it's categorized, and they can see it right here. Now, the real power of the screen is up here. This is your action items. This is what do I have to do today. So in other words, if I hover over this, it'll just say this is approved. What this means is 2 records, 2 letters of credit have come in. Everything looks good and I can ignore them. So that's sort of the cost savings. ClearDocs has already proactively told you that the records are good. Now, this is a business decision you would make. You can set any document type to optimistic or pessimistic. Optimistic means if everything's good, go ahead and set it to approved. Pessimistic means even if ClearDocs thinks everything's good, I still want a human being to approve this. I want a name. I want Glenn to go in and say that I agree with this. And again, that's a business decision you make. In that case, these would be pending approval. 3 have failed. 0 failed. These are just ones that errored out. We were not able to process the file. This lists duplicates. A duplicate is just the data is good, but we've seen it before. Maybe somebody double submitted a file. And validation failed. These are documents or data that they brought in. ClearDocs did not error out. We brought it in successfully. However, you have put a business rule on top of this document. Maybe you want, invoice number or letter of credit number or some document data on there that it will stop it if it's missing. So like required fields, you can set that. And uncategorized just means we don't know what it was. Again, we save every file that was sent to us, but it could be garbage. It could be a legal disclaimer attached to an email. It could be an invitation to a holiday party. We put those in uncategorized. If in fact they are garbage, the user identifies it as junk mail, or if it's a file that we missed and ClearDocs need to process, you send it to us. Generally in form-based, semi-structured data, we can get that integrated into about 2 business days, and then the data would be flowing over. All right, so these are dashboards. These are just ways that you interact with the data on a larger level. Let's look at the letter of credit module now. All right, so this is the LC screen. So what this is showing me at the top here, this are all my letters of credit. Now, again, I'm using the term letter of credit of those master documents, okay? So what I have here is all the data that has been extracted from those PDFs, normalized, put into a database table. So I have things like the LC number, I have the applicant, the currency, the amount, the quantity, unit of measure, the load port. And again, these are configured. Whatever information you want to see on this screen, discharge port, contract number, you can see over here. Keep in mind, again, this is where the analyst starts their day, not with emails, not with PDFs. They come in and they see what has been extracted from those documents that have come in here. If I click on any of this little drop down here, it will now show me all the supporting documentation underneath that particular letter of credit. Again, this letter of credit here, this 13499LC, whatever that number, and I'll just collapse these categories. What this is telling me is here's all the supporting documents. So again, for this LC right here, I have a bill of lading, I have certificate analysis, certificate of origin, product weight, invoice, and I have the quantity. So in other words, I have one bill of lading. For most of these documents, I have one certificate of origin, but this one down here, supporting document, I actually have to have 6 of those in there. And again, if I click on this, it'll drop down, and sure enough, there's the one bill of lading, or sorry, certificate of analysis here, and I have the PDF name. If I open the screen to the right here, and I actually click on any of these documents, it will now show me the PDF. It will bring in the original document. So again, whoops, bring that back over there. There we go. I enlarged it. So this will bring in the original document. So I don't have to find it. I don't have to go to my email box. I don't have to find out where it may not even be on my email box. I don't have to go to somebody else's email box. I can right here see all the details of the original document. Again, just close this, go to bill of lading, click on bill of lading. Right here, it's going to bring that initial document, that original untouched. This is untouched and unaltered by ClearDocs. This is what was sent to us before extraction and normalization. All right, so these are basically, and I'll go ahead and close that screen over here, collapse that, get me some real estate back. So these, again, these are all the categories of supporting documents that relate to this one document here, this one letter of credit here. Now, again, we're going to assign the association based on the rules that you give us. You know, how do you associate these documents? Because somebody's doing it. One of your analysts, a treasury analyst, is doing this. They're associating these documents. You tell us, we train the AI on the association, and it makes those associations for you. Now, let's say it misses one, and that's fine. So down here, we have this little panel called unassigned documents. Okay, unassigned documents have been brought in, but they have not been tied to an LC. They're kind of floating out there. Maybe they shouldn't be tied to an LC. That's what the analyst decides. Again, the AI is not replacing the analyst. It is giving them the tools to identify the issues so that they can solve these problems for them. So down here, I have these unassigned documents. Again, I'm going to go ahead and bring up my preview panel on the right, and I'm going to click on one of these. This one just says email. And again, it just has, you know, when it was created. It has the category, so it's a type of email. It has the file name, the size, any of the information I want on there. So as I click on those, it's going to bring me a preview of that document. So again, I can see what is in this file. You know, what is it? I can basically determine, and I can get right to the minutia. I can get right down to the details that was in this file. Although I'm looking at normalized data, I'm never locked out of the original document. So if I decide that for some reason the AI missed the association between this file and this letter of credit, again, letter of credit 1349999, what I could do is I can just grab this document here, and if I, click on this email here, if I just grab this, you see the little hand, and I drag it up and I can drop it, it highlights this record. Now the human has created the association with that file and this letter of credit. Again, the AI missed it, and that's okay. The human can always override it. The human can always tell the AI that these two are assigned. So let me drop some of these down. So if you see now under here, I now have a new category called email, because that was the file type, and I have associated this file that is now under it with this letter of credit. So again, this email is now associated with this letter of credit. So what we're really doing here is we're managing the relationships of the documents. All right, let's look at the real meat, or where the real time savings is, and this is going to be the identification of discrepancies. Okay, so this stats right here will tell you if all of the underlying data match. So what this is telling me is for LC, 13499, all the supporting documents, whether it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, they all tie out. They all match. I can ignore it. Same with this one, 143, let's just look at the last two numbers. 143, all the underlying data match. And I can see that these three right here have discrepancies. So ClearDocs is alerting you to the issue. Again, start their day here. They come in, they can ignore, this is the time savings, they can ignore these because the ClearDocs has proactively told them that this data match, and they can go right to the problems. They can go right to these two. So again, if I click on this, it will show me the discrepancies. Now, again, I have the underlying decal. We go to the macro to the micro. Right here, what this is showing me is this is my letter of credit, my master document, and here are all my supporting documents. In this case, I have a letter of credit, certificate of origin, photosanitary certificate, certificate of analysis. If I scroll over, certificate of product weight. So all these, and ClearDocs will highlight the discrepancies. So in other words, if it ties out like whole wheat peas, these all match, so it doesn't tie this out. Applicant, it doesn't highlight it. It will only highlight the discrepancies. So in this case, quantity does not match and discharge port does not match. Remember, this is a one to many. In other words, I am tying the bill of lading back to the LC, the certificate of origin volume back to the LC, the photosanitary quantity back to the LC, the certificate of analysis all back to the LC. And again, we are highlighting these discrepancies. We have 11,500, but the bill of lading is 16,000, does not match. Origin, certificate of origin does not match. Certificate does not match. Analysis does not match. So the analyst can be brought immediately to the discrepancies. And again, I said, same with port of discharge, Port of Miami, Port of Cheyenne, these are all discrepancies. So the analyst can now do their due diligence. Again, they're never locked out of the original document. If I click on this bill of lading column here, it will show me the original PDF. So now I can see all the information. Certificate of origin, if I click on that, it brings me back and shows me the original document. So any of the details that maybe I didn't pull in, any of the details, I can see the original data here, and I can basically do my due diligence and find all the records of the all the underlying data that is in the original PDF. So again, any of this data here that has been driving this is being taken from this PDF, and I'm never locked out of it. Okay, we went pretty fast there. Apologize. I know I had a little bit of technical difficulties. However, it's a robust product. We have a lot to it. We tried to cram in as much as we could in a brief half-hour session. Hopefully I didn't keep you too much longer than I'd hoped. Follow through. You will get a follow-up from this webinar. You will have a white paper here, so you can click on this and download this white paper. If you'd like a personal demo, please reach out to me. You will see me again. I give the demos, and I will give you a much more in-depth one. And obviously, if you have any additional questions, for the sake of time, we didn't take Q&A during the webinar, but please send them to this info@cleardocs.com, and we can answer any questions you may have. So thank you so much for watching. We know your time is precious, so we really appreciate it. And this concludes our webinar. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate you watching. Have a great day.